Today, I'm going to show you how to create this thumbnail completely for free in about 5 minutes using Canva.com. Hey, real quick, my name's Malcolm Lawson, and on this channel, I teach real estate agents how to use YouTube for lead generation. If that interests you, then consider subscribing. So thumbnails are really important, like almost as important as the video itself. If people don't click to watch your video in the first place, your video is just never going to perform very well on YouTube. That's why today I'm going to walk you through step by step of how to create clickable thumbnails using Canva.com. All right, so here we are at Canva.com, and believe it or not, Canva already has templates that you can use specifically for YouTube thumbnails, and you can see they also have channel art templates here as well. We're going to check out their YouTube thumbnail templates. And right off the bat, you could easily just download or edit one of these templates and just kind of change out the text or change out the image. But we're actually going to start from scratch. So they have a blank template here. And so this template is 1920 by 1080. It's kind of the standard high definition size. A lot of computer monitors and TVs broadcast in that definition. That's what you want to create your thumbnail in, just in case your thumbnail is ever displayed on, let's say, a TV at high definition. So to start off, I want to create a background image for my thumbnail. Now, I already went onto Google search and I did an image of a studio, and that is what I'm going to be using today as the background here. So let's talk about usage rights real quick. My understanding of the fair use laws is that you can use somebody else's intellectual property like this if you're creating something new and unique and artistic out of it. You can't just take the image as a whole, but if you're creating something new, you can repurpose somebody else's property like this. And this fair use law is the same law that allows us to use other people's video clips or clips from Hollywood movies in our YouTube videos. As long as you're creating something new and artistic, it's just fine. And I've just been doing Google image searches and using these images in my thumbnails for about 6 years now. I've never had an issue. So what I want to do now is kind of stretch out this image so it takes up the entire thumbnail. Now, I chose this image because I think it has a lot of depth to it, which I really like. I like three-dimensional looking images, and also has some pretty good color in there already. And having color is pretty important in thumbnails just to make them really pop out on the platform. So now that we have the image kind of set how we want it, if you go up top here, you have a couple options. You can flip, you can rotate it, you can crop it. Go to adjust, and you can adjust a lot of things on here. Generally speaking, I like brighter images in my thumbnails. This one's already pretty bright. I oftentimes will crank the contrast up as well just to make it pop more on the platform. And then saturation also turn that up. It's already pretty saturated. I don't want to go too crazy on this. And this is the one that I like the most, is that you can blur the background. And I like doing this because it makes it more three-dimensional, gives some depth to my thumbnails, and it helps the foreground really pop out and kind of stand out against the background. So I don't want to do an extreme blur. I just want a little bit of blur to kind of indicate that it's in the background. So we go to uploads. I already have an image on here that I uploaded earlier. I'm going to drag that onto here. And I like to make these a little bit larger, right? I want to take up really as much space as I can. And I like to have it about so that my face is about 1/3 from the right. And I want my eyes to be about 1/3 from the top of the frame, right? This is the rule of thirds. Let me come down just a little bit. Still see my hand kind of pointing in this direction. So now I already have this image saved with the background removed. And you may be asking yourself, well, how do you do that? How do you get images like that? And it's actually pretty easy. There's a couple of different options. One, you could just go to a site like Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. And on this website, you can pay somebody as little as $5 to cut out the background of your images. I've seen people do 5 images for $5. Super quick, you can get a 24-hour turnaround on this. And by going this route, you can just have a few images already saved on your computer with the background removed. Another option is if you just go to Google and you type in remove background from image. These are all like online applications that allow you to do that completely for free. So let's go to this very top one. So here we're at remove.bg, and this is one of many websites that allow you to do this. So let's go ahead and try it out. I will upload an image of myself. See, I'm doing that before. So here's an image of me right here in my studio. I go to upload. You wait a few minutes, and look at that. It automatically removed the entire background of this image and has me completely cut out. And now you can save it, you can download it, and you'll download it as a PNG file. So a PNG file is a type of image that has a clear, transparent background. So it's really pretty easy, and I recommend that you guys have multiple images with your background removed, maybe with pointing and gesturing, maybe smiling, laughing, maybe different outfits depending on what you're wearing in the video. And that makes it so much quicker and easier to create good thumbnails on the fly like that. So if we go back to our thumbnail here, I've got a nice background, I got a nice image of myself. On this channel, I like to add what's known as a bug. So this little bug is just kind of like a little branding mark that I put in the corner of all my videos, just so people can instantly recognize that it's one of my videos. And this is a pretty effective technique to get more views on your channel. So if somebody's watching one of my videos and YouTube suggests another one of my videos next to it, I want them to instantly recognize that it's one of my videos. And by having consistency in your thumbnails, no matter what the consistent element is, it makes it easier for them to recognize that it's one of your videos. So I've got my little bug here, I've got the background, I got my image. Next thing I need is some text. Now you can just choose a headline here and then choose the font yourself, or you can kind of scroll through and pick a kind of a template here. I'm gonna go with this one right here. And I don't really want this bottom part, so I'm gonna click on it, hit delete. And let's go ahead and change this text to make this thumbnail. All right, now that we got some good text there, the problem is that it's black and there's kind of a dark background. People can't read that. So we just click in the text box, we come up here to the color section. We can choose a couple of different types of colors that may help it stand out, but I actually like just going with white. Now you can see it once again with the white, you can't really read it as well, so we need a background for that text. So we come over here to elements, and this very first one is a rectangle. So we're gonna hit that, and we're gonna drag this over my text and try to get this to be like the exact size of my text or about there. And then we're gonna drag this bottom up so it covers the text. And now let's choose a good color for this. Orange, now let's go with red. Let's go with red. So now we need to send this rectangle back one layer, right? So we have the text is right behind this rectangle. If we come up here to position, if we hit send to back, it would go all the way back behind the background. So we're gonna go send backwards one level. So now we have the background, we have the rectangle, and then the text on top of that. And that is pretty good right there. Now, I don't like that my shoulder, the text is kind of over top of my shoulder. I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller, just so it's not touching my shoulder like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And I like the text to be at about the same level as my eyes. When you first look at an image like this, your eyes are gonna get drawn to my eyes. And I want you to first look at my eyes and then look at the text and make this thumbnail. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you're first gonna look at the text and then you're gonna lock onto my eyes. Now another thing I like to do is actually come in here and zoom out. So this scale is probably what it would look like on somebody's computer. So you wanna make sure that it is still a very effective thumbnail. It's easy to read, it's kind of catchy at this scale. And then I even wanna go even smaller. Here's 10%. This may be what it looks like on somebody's cell phone, right? And yeah, that's still good. I can still read the thumbnail. It's still catchy, has a lot of color. I can still see the emotion in my face. Now let's try one last thing. You know what? I think I may actually want to make this a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and scale me way up. Just like that. I think that may actually work better for when it's on mobile devices. Now what I want to do here is I want to get my eyes to be about 1/3 of the way from the right hand screen and about 1/3 from the top of the video here, or top of the border here. So now let's go back to 10%. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a really effective thumbnail. That'd be really good for mobile devices. And that's really what you want to design for. Design them for mobile devices, and they'll also do really well on desktop as well. So let's go back to fit. And now to download this image, we just come on up here and we go to download. And it can do a PNG or a JPEG. I usually just do JPEG and hit download. And now we're saving this image onto my computer. You can exit out of that. And now you can upload this image directly to YouTube. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I think that's a very clean and clickable thumbnail, and it's consistent styling with the rest of my thumbnails as well. If you want to learn more about how to optimize your videos for the YouTube platform so you generate more leads, check out this playlist right here of some of my other videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you over in the next video.